Welcome to IFERP, a forum where innovations and research interest could be supported and developed, prioritizing our mutual interest. In this video, we want you to dive into our world, giving yourself a clear insight into IFERP. But first, who are we and what do we do? Institute for Engineering Research and Publication, IFERP for short, is one of the world's largest non-profitable professional associations operating under the Techno-Elite Research and Development Association, TRADA, meant for research and development in the field of engineering, science and technology. We are one of the largest professional bodies for engineering professionals in India and across the globe, established in 2014. We extend to every part of the globe with more than 28,000 professional members and 34,000 student members. Our growing membership at IFERP has led to an increase in members from Europe, Asia, Australia, Africa and the USA, fostering networking opportunities that strengthen ties within and across countries and technical communities. The mission of IFERP is to connect professionals at an integrated platform for growth to divert knowledge and skills towards the sustainable application of professional education and more. And our vision of digitalizing innovation processes through our professional networking services and more has pushed us forward to our achievements today. With our mission to make our academic services reach the top and grassroots level of institutions, we are funding colleges to organize conferences and scientific events, enabling researchers incubated at different areas of our country to directly contribute towards the transformation of India. IFERP simply connects engineers, exchange global innovation, and acts as a bridge between researchers and academics by organizing international conferences, world conferences, faculty development programs, webinars, seminars, providing membership, and more. Some of our conferences include WCASET Malaysia, WCASET Jakarta, ICAS ETAM APU Malaysia, and many more. We've also organised scientific events in association with renowned universities done in the past, with over 28,593 journal publication services, creating opportunities to get your research paper published in high impact factor journals such as Scopus Indexed, Web of Science, Google Scholar Index journals, ESCI, UGC approved, L Compandax, ISI, Shimago Index journals, and many more. To make our operations smoother and more perfect, we have been supported by our associated organisation, Association of Cloud Technologists, Global Association of Nanotechnology, International Association for Big Data Analysts, International Association for IoT, International Wireless Network Association, and World Association for Structural Engineers. We have also worked alongside several clients and partners both nationally and internationally like University Malaysia Sabah, APU Malaysia, UNJ Jakarta, MC University Thailand, Ajman University Dubai, PUP Philippines, IIUM Malaysia, ISU Philippines, FCPC Philippines, WCC Philippines SRM University, Galgotia University, Amity University, and much more government and private organisations in different countries. At IFERP, we believe that there's always a better way to treat professionals, and that is what we do. If you would like to see more or go deeper on IFERP, you can visit our website at www.iferp.in.
Hello everyone. Good evening. Welcome to our webinar on personality development and winning attitude, organized by Institute of Engineering Research and Publication, IFERP, and our academic partner, United Innovators. So as you all know, today we'll be discussing on one of the most powerful factors to success in your career and your life is the attitude and mindset to choose. So this webinar will be focusing on the ways to develop personality and winning attitude to succeed in professional life. And for this, today we are being joined by an amazing personality, Dr.N. Guruprasad sir. Hello, sir. Hello, can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, hello, good evening.
Good evening, sir. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you very much. How are you?
I'm good, sir. Thank you for joining us today.
My
And
pleasure.
welcome to all our attendees who have joined us today. And welcome to all those who are watching us live on YouTube as well. Thank you all for joining us today. So before we begin, I would like to introduce our speaker of the day, Dr.N. Guruprasad, sir. He has more than 27 years of experience in the field of teaching. And currently he is working as professor in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering at Global Academy of Technology at Bangalore in India. He is a graduate and postgraduate in computer science and engineering and completed his doctorate in the field of operations research. To his credit, he has more than 60 publications at national and international level, and he has also authored 6 books. And he has produced 1 PhD, and currently he is guiding 4 faculty members. He is a certified tutor for programming in C, data structures, Unix operating system, and Java. And he was a corporate consultant for firms like Wipro, Tata Infotech, Due Software, Novell, Mascot Systems, IBM, and Ademya Technocrats. And apart from being a reviewer, he's been also an editorial board member of advisory committee on various platforms. Dr. Guruprasad, sir, he's also the chief advisor for Buddha Institute of Technology at Gorakhpur in Uttar Pradesh from India. And he's also a senior and life member of professional societies like ISTE, CSI, IETE, ORSI, and International Association of Engineers. He's a motivational speaker who always believe that no amount of misfortune can ever diminish your dreams even by 1%. So thank you so much, sir, for joining us today evening. It's an honor to have you here today.
Thank you.
Yes. So without any delay, I would like you to begin, sir, and
sure.
we will move on to the presentation, sir.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much for that, wonderful introduction. And good evening, all of you. And I'm sure in this pandemic, all of you are doing well, staying inside and keeping safe yourself. Welcome to the webinar on this personality development and winning attitude. Now, basically, before I venture into what exactly you mean by attitude or a winning attitude, let me tell you what exactly is personality development, right? Personality development, according to me, is actually defined as a process of developing and enhancing one's personality, right? I feel that it actually helps an individual to gain confidence and high self esteem. It is also said that to have a positive impact on one's communication skills and the way you actually see the world. As a matter of fact, individuals they tend to develop, a positive attitude through their personality development. Therefore, according to me, personality development means an improvement in all spheres of the individual life. Let us look at some of the personality development tips. I've just listed out some of them based on my experience coming across various sectors of people, both professional and personal, and having 27 years of experience. These are some of the personality development tips that I have chalked out. The question is basically how to go about in developing the personality. What actually happens in the development of the overall personality? This question basically keeps on coming in our mind. I mean, what exactly is personality all about? So, no matter what your age is, there is always a scope of improvement. We call it as, in Japanese, we call it as a Kaizen rule. There is always a scope of improvement. And let me honestly tell you that with a good personality or having a good personality will always help us to move forward, in our professional life as well as personal life, right? So let us boil down to these tips. I may not go into detail of all these things because it requires a lot of time. So let me just quickly run through what exactly you mean by tips. The first one is, as you see, it does not mean that you should have a look. Now, personality represents the people how you are. It does not tell based on your looks, and your look is not that important, correct? It is determined, the personality is actually determined by your appearance, your behavior, your attitude, and some varying characteristics. So personality also defines who you are and how you basically respond to various situations in life. The second one is dress up well, because each person is unique, right? So focus on how you basically dress up when you go to the office, when you go to the parties or when you go to the get together. You wear according to the occasions. Good looks, no doubt, will add to your personality, but what matters is how actually you are dressed up. Remember one thing, that every person in this world is unique. So do not try to duplicate somebody else. You live your own life. That's extremely important. Comparing yourself with somebody else, basically adds more to your stress level. Particularly, I feel, when you are trying to focus on those aspects where you are actually lacking, from somebody. So my personal opinion is, do not imitate anyone, right? You be yourself, be the one which you are actually, and do not try to pretend as if you are somebody else. Learn social skills. Do not avoid social interactions. So, what I mean by this is, I always feel that only good looking will never be sufficient to take you forward, in your life. Instead, your relationship matters. Your relationship matters both in your personal life as well as your professional life, right? The more success one has in the social spheres of life across the globe, the better you always feel about yourself. And do not avoid social interactions. Just because you are good looking, avoiding social interactions is never appreciated. Try to move around, try to mingle with people, talk to them, look for opportunities. Go for events, participate in social gatherings, be proactive every time. You should be proactive. You should be enthusiasm. I'll be covering that afterwards, right? Now, this is actually one of the most promising, according to me, personality development tips. When you move around with people, when you talk to them, you will come to know a lot about what is happening in this world. Know your positives. Now, when I say know your positives, I actually meant, I actually mean know your strength. It's extremely important for every one of us to do our SWOT analysis, what we call it as, strength, weakness, opportunity, and threat. Acknowledge, sorry, acknowledge your positiveness, acknowledge your strength. It will definitely help you to overcome your challenges and takes you long way in your life. The next one, get out of your comfort zone. This is something that majority of the people, I have seen in my vast experience in the field of teaching, that majority of the people in this world are very comfortable in their comfort zone, right? Please come out of your comfort zone. Please be prepared to accept challenges of life by learning new skills. And you should be extremely positive for this. Not only positive, I feel you should be open minded attitude, and you should be in a position to embrace any new challenges that comes in your mind, right? Uh, Challenges might be simple, challenges might be tough, but it does not matter. Every problem on this earth has got a solution. You need to just have a lot of patience to basically tackle these type of issues in your life. Don't fear failure. There's a very old saying called as failure is a stepping stone of success. Don't worry about making mistakes. There is nobody on this earth who has not done a mistake? Show me one single person on this earth who has not done a mistake. We are born as a human being, and it's a prime duty that we have to commit mistake. Please understand this, right? And you will definitely do a lot of mistakes in your, in your walk of life, in your journey of your professional life and personal life. But what matters is you don't repeat that mistake, once again. Committing mistake is important, but repeating the same mistake again and again, is not appreciated. So once you commit a mistake, try to rectify it, try to eliminate it, from your surrounding, and just keep move forward in your life. The next one is make yourself known. This is something called as how you basically land up, building your brand value, right? Brand yourself in all sort of communications, correct? It can be a social life, it can be a personal life, it can be a communication life, professional life, or whatever it is, right? So make yourself known. Come across as a leader. So whatever you learn and however little you know, right, you use it well. Not everybody will be good, will be expert in everything. Every one of them have got their own unique strength in this life, correct? So what I feel is you become an authority on what you are good at, on what topics you actually tackle in your life, and then you have sufficient knowledge with you that you can pass it on, to the next generation, and keep on passing it, and express yourself as always you do it. The next one is efforts and consistency. This is actually linked to your daily plan, but it's very crucial, right? For example, marketing your business every day with relevant and what should I say, sustained effort is much better than huge bursts of activity once in a month. Never give up attitude, extremely important. Don't give up, right? It looks very funny, it looks very foolishness sometimes that people say I have been putting lot of efforts and I'm not getting success. Please understand, failure is a stepping stone of success, and it's extremely important for you not to lose faith, not to lose faith on you yourself. Keep trying, right? 95% of the people, they quit the race. That's what I have seen. 95% of the people, they quit the race without knowing, without having a single millimeter idea that how close they were to the success, right? So don't give up just because you are not able to do it, you are not able to get the result, right? Sometimes the result will be delayed for your betterment. And the last one I feel is be funny and don't be serious always, right? You should always have this smiling attitude, right? So people never like boring and serious people. Please understand, right? Mingle with the people, be happy with them, be funny with them, cut down jokes, and just enjoy life. Everyone enjoys actually the company of someone who makes them laugh, correct? It just sometimes, I cut quite good number of jokes actually. Sometimes it brings down the stress, it eases out, it makes you comfortable for some amount of time. You get rid of some set of problems that are happening with you, right? And do not, one more thing is, do not try to beat the bush just to make other people laugh. It's never appreciated. Try to add some fun while you are having conversation at home, in your personal life, in your professional life, when you're working with your colleagues in your office, or when you're with your students. Just try to add some fun in your conversation, and look at the atmosphere, look at the environment that is surrounding you. It is so beautiful, it will be. And let me tell you very honestly, right, people will get attracted to you. That's a natural phenomena, of being fun, being funny, and not having, not being serious every time. uh, Let me tell you this. People say erasers are made for those who make mistakes, right? Everything is made or created for a reason. Erasers are also created for that, right? Erasers are made to correct the mistakes. But when you look at my definition of eraser, I say that erasers are made for those who are willing to correct their mistakes. there's a thin line difference between both these lines, right? So we have done a lot of mistakes, when we were studying in schools and colleges. As a matter of fact, we even today do some mistakes. We still do mistakes. We erase it using erasers in the office to make corrections. But let me tell you one thing: any eraser you take in this world, any whitener you take in this world, it will not erase the mistakes that we have done in our life. The mistakes that we have done in our life becomes a memory, and then it becomes a past. Try to recollect your past and see whether you have done any mistake or not. And I'm sure there is no single person who is listening to me have not done the mistake in his or her life. It's just impossible. Just try to recollect and see if you have done any mistake. It becomes a past, and everybody will agree with me that you cannot erase your past with the help of any eraser in this world. So we come into this world, without any instruction manual, and life often tests us before it provides with us any lessons. Right now, what is this all about? I'm a professor actually, working in the Department of Computer Science, and not only me. As a matter of fact, any other departments, you have manuals given to your students, right? Even in other fields also, be it a medical field or any other field, when a student is actually in the course of studying, they get manuals where the detailed procedure of carrying out an experiment, or in our programming, a detailed procedure of writing a program, what we call it as an algorithm, right? It is actually given to the students, and students refer so easily. As a matter of fact, many of us as a teacher refer the manual so easily and try to get the problem solved or try to get the program written. But do you have any manual? Do you have any sort of instruction steps that tells you how to lead your life? Let me tell you one thing. All of you know your date of birth. Did this happen? Right? I would like you to, after the session, get back to your parents and try to ask them that, did this happen with you? On the day when you were born, you were a small baby in the hospital, and then after 2 3 days after of your birth, maybe your mother and you just walked out of the hospital with you in the arm of your mother, and your father would have cleared all the bills of the hospital, and then you just walked out. When you are going from the hospital, did this happen with you, that the doctor who was taking care of you and your mother for a couple of days, or probably the nurse who was involved with you, did any one of them come and gave a sort of a booklet, or a manual to your mother or probably to your father, telling that, sir, this is the manual which will give you step by step instruction as to how you should bring up your child? At what age you should put your child to the school? At what age you should put your child to the engineering course, to the doctor course, or to the medicine course, or probably to the pharmacy course, or any other course? No, life does not gives you any instruction manual. And that's what I have told, that we actually come in this world without any instruction manual. And you know what? Life teaches us everything. So I always feel that we need to write our own instruction manual, and that is the toughest task. It's very easy to look at the manual and write a program in the lab and try to get the answers, right? But that will not suffice. As far as life is concerned, it's not so easy, right? So we have to write our own instructions manual as and when we proceed in our life. The two important days are days in someone's life, in any person's life. The two important days, according to me, is the day you are born and the day you discover why you were born. Now, the first thing every one of us know, including me, every one of us know the date of birth, when you were born. But then the $1 million question that comes in my mind is, have you really discovered why you were born? And let me tell you, this is a question which very difficult to get the answer, very difficult to get the correct answer from across spectrum of the people, right? The day you discover why you were born. Do not, do not let your failures define you. Success actually does not mean the absence of failures. It means the attainment of ultimate objectives, right? You can't let your failures define you. Understand? You have to let them teach you. You have to let them show you what exactly you should do, next time in a different manner, right? Because if you continue doing the same way, it is quite possible that you will again taste the failure, right? And failure is a stepping stone of success. You should keep moving forward, right? I could always recollect, I always recollect one of the most important and powerful message, uh, which I could recollect from the former president of United States, Mr. Barack Obama. He used to tell that persistence and perseverance, I repeat, persistence and perseverance are particularly important traits for students who struggle in schools and colleges. It means winning the war, not every battle. As rightly said, success is actually winning the war, not every battle. Let me ask you this question. When you start your day, do you know what you are going to do with a fresh lease of 24 hours in your hand? I have seen people telling that I don't have time, I'm extremely busy. If I would have got more time, I would have done this, I would have done that. But then, one thing which is uniform across all people in this world is the time, and that is 24 hours per day, right? Whether it is a guy who is coming to clean your garbage, or a professor, or a doctor, or even the highest diplomat, or the president of the country, or the prime minister of the country. Every one of us has got 24 hours per day. Now the challenge is, what is it that I'm going to do with this 24 hours? And the beauty of this is, 95% of the world's population, 95% of the humanity has got no clue as to why they get up in the morning. Don't you think it's funny? It's very funny actually, right? And sometimes it is monotonous, right? Monotonous, which is very boring because it has got a regular pattern. And let me tell you one thing as far as accountable is concerned, right? Life is not accountable to us. We are accountable to life. Understand? That's why there is a saying in English that time and tide never waits for anybody. The only thing that comes to you without your efforts is your old age. Whether I'm interested or not, I am going to be one day older tomorrow as compared to today. And same thing holds good with all of you also. Next day you will be one day older than previous day. You don't do anything, right? You just sit after my session in front of your system or laptop or whatever it is, right? Till tomorrow evening, 6:30 p.m. without doing anything. You will be still having you will be still one day older. You will still add one more day in your, in your life. And majority of us, we live life as if we have one more in the bank account. So it is quite possible, whatever I am telling, you may say, Professor Guruprasad, whatever you are telling is fine. What I'll do is, this time I'm going to live my life the way how I want it, fantastically, without planning, without doing anything. And then once I die, I'll go back to the bank account. I'll go back to the bank, and I encash it. And then I will live the life the way what you are telling. No, it's not that. We have only one life, and that is between birth and death. So life is 10% actually what happens to you, and 90% how you actually react. And that's the beauty of life actually. So let me ask you one thing. How do you cope up with the monotony of life and still remain enthusiasm? Right? It's a monotony life. It's very boring because it is a regular and repeated pattern which never changes. Right? So you look at people, what they do is they just get up in the morning and they finish all the morning stuffs. They go to the bath and then they have their breakfast and then get ready for the office, get ready for the colleges, and then go to the office and work from morning to evening, a typical 9 to 5 or 10 to 5 job, and then come back home, right? And then have a late evening coffee and then sit in front of that idiot box, what we call it as a TV, and then have dinner and go to bed. And next day morning you get up, you again continue with the same routine life, right? It's a monotony life actually. So the question that I'm asking you is, how do you basically cope up with the monotony of life and still remain enthusiasm? Right? So let me tell you some of the things which are related to what is called as attitude, right? I just finished what is called as personality development. Now, monotony of life is actually related to attitude. And the first thing I always feel is a smile, right? Smiling boosts your immune system actually, because you know what? Your whole body relaxes when you smile. Even when you're in a bad mood, give a gentle smile, even if you don't like it. You know what? It actually improves your, immediately improves your mood. Not a plastic smile, the smile that should come gently within yourself. It should come from your heart, a gentle smile that comes on your face. A plastic smile, you know, uh, I'm sure all of you would have gone to a wedding reception, and wedding reception is one of the best example of a plastic smile, according to me. Next, if you are not observed, next time when you go to the wedding reception, please observe this. The bride and the bridegroom are actually standing on the stage, and then you just walk in on the stage. As a good gesture, you hand over some gift to them, and then you wish them something like, wish you happy married life or congratulations or whatever it is, right? And both bride and bridegroom will be folding their hands and then say, namaskara, namaskara, please come, please have dinner and go, and all those things, right? They are not that much interested with you people actually. They have their own plans actually. They have their own plans, what to do next, where should I go for honeymoon, right? What type of dress I should purchase, where should all go, what should I do for shopping, all these type of things. The smile that comes out of there is not a very, very genuine smile actually. And you see a Raymond ad which always says about the wedding, right? Wear a smile, extremely important, right? So always greet people with a smile. I always love to be having a smiling face, just say good morning, sir, good morning, hello, a gentle smile, right? It will keep you whole day fresh. But this should be filled with some enthusiasm, right? Now, enthusiasm is actually a Greek word. Enthu means within, and ziasm means God. A simple meaning for this word enthusiasm is, according to me, is to have keen interest, an interest to do an activity, an enthusiasm to do any activity. Does not matter. No task on this earth is small or big. Anything that you do, put your entire heart into that. Be enthusiastic. It also demonstrates the sort of eagerness and the joy that actually fills your energy, right? And let me tell you one thing, that if you approach any task with enthusiasm, the task will not be laborious. It will not be laborious. But if you are not passionate about doing something, if you do not show enthusiasm, then a simple task also becomes laborious. you know you just actually trying to spend some time without doing anything. You're already bored up, you're unhappy, and as a matter of fact, you're not actually enjoying your life. You're not actually trying, doing the task for which you are supposed to do it, right? But let me tell you, being enthusiastic, being energized makes a lot of difference, right? And one more thing, let me tell you, I personally felt that this particular word, enthusiasm, or I can put it like this, uh, the greatest benefit of enthusiasm is that it is infectious, right? When you are enthusiastic, you actually inspire people around you. You make others to work the way you are working, right? And what happens as a result of it? They will be doing the job more enthusiastically. They will complete their task well advanced, well in time, with more focus and a good outcome, right? And let me tell you, this will always hasten your journey towards success. Okay, the next point is try and dream. Try. How high should we aim actually? They say that keep on trying till you find success. Keep trying, trying until you get success, right? So when you are trying to aim in your life, right? I would put it in a simple terms. Do not compromise in your life, right? Do not compromise in your life. If you are aiming at stars, please do not compromise on rooftops, right? As I told you, it will take some time for you get the result, but have focus goals on your, focus on your goals in your career. And that's what I always believe in this statement, as it was rightly, told for during my introduction, that no amount of misfortune can ever diminish your dream even by 1%. Now, if I ask you, where are your dreams? Or what is your dream? I'm sure every one of you have your own dreams, right? I'm not asking you to tell me your dreams, but I'm sure every one of you who is listening to me will have your own dreams. Dreams can be personal, dreams can be professional, right? It can be anything, it does not matter. But then what matters is, where is your dream, right? And definitely, I'm sure, right, majority of you, if not all of you, majority of you will have your dreams here in your brain here. And research has revealed and that dreams here will go to the graveyard, and hence it's extremely important for you to write down your dreams. Write down your dreams on a piece of paper. As a matter of fact, I will suggest you to write your dreams in a book. You can, if you do not, if you have not written your dreams in your book, my suggestion would be, right now after the session, get a book, label it as a dream book, and write your dreams. It's extremely important. Let me tell you, dreams will get success. Dreams will definitely be fulfilled, provided you are moving in the right direction. You are moving with positive attitude. You are moving with energy. You are moving with enthusiasm, and you just don't get carried away with negative people. You are not influenced. You should not get influenced with negative people in this world, right? Because this is the phenomena of this is a phenomena of people in the world, that they always try to pull down your legs, right? It's extremely important. I always love people who don't like me, who always try to pull your legs. That gives me more enthusiasm to prove that, hey, you are wrong, I can do that. And I always believe that your work should not make noise. Your success should actually make noise. It's very important. Let your success make noise, not your work, right? I have my dream book. Let me share with you one simple example, one simple instance of mine, because I always love to share these incidents. When I was doing my PhD, I had written a dream in my dream book that I would like to present my PhD work, a small portion of my work in an international conference abroad. And I had written this dream in late 2006, and the dream was I should present my paper abroad, and it should be presented by December 2007. That was my dream. And incidentally, there was a international conference which was organized by Hong Kong Transportation Studies in Hong Kong on transportation, and that was my area of work in my PhD. I wrote a paper and I sent it to that international conference. And after a couple of weeks, I get a mail from the organizing committee stating that Mr. Guruprasad, we are extremely sorry to inform you that for couple of reasons, your paper is rejected or is not accepted by the organizing committee. However, we wish you good luck for the future conferences. I felt bad because I had written a dream that I want to present a paper before December 2007 or end of 2000 by 2007. So, but I was not disheartened actually. These are all part and parcel of life. So I took those comments, the suggestions given by the organizing committee, and I spoke to my guide, and then he helped me in refining the paper. I put lot of efforts, and this time I sent it to the World Conference on Operation Research, which was called as IFERP, that is International Federation of Operation Research Society. And believe me, even though I wrote a dream that should get fulfilled by December 2007, it did not get fulfilled in December 2007. It got fulfilled in July 2008 when I presented my work in an international conference, not in Hong Kong, but in South Africa actually. And not only my dream came true, but the best part of my dream coming true was I presented my work in an international conference on the day when it was my birthday. And it was not only my birthday, the entire world was celebrating, the legend, Dr. Nelson Mandela's birthday. Now, what else you want, right? You cannot expect life to give you more than this. Not only my dream was successful, not only my dream became true, but I could get that dream done, executed on my birthday. I do agree. There was a delay in my dream getting fulfilled by, what should I say, 7 or 8 months. But that's okay, fine. But I had written my dream in my dream book. So that is why I always tell, this is my punchline statement of life, that no amount of misfortune can ever diminish your dream, even by 1%. Motivation. Scientists, there are different definitions of motivation. Scientists define motivation as general willingness to do something. It's the result of the action. And whenever you talk about motivation or I talk about motivation, I always feel this particular example of a person by name Andrew Carnegie, who at the age of 11 came to United States from Scotland. And in 1930s, he was steel magnate in United States, right? A very, very rich person. And at that time, millions of dollars was just amazing actually. Now, this, Andrew Carnegie had a grown-up daughter. And when his daughter came to a marriage age, right? Andrew Carnegie invited all eligible bachelors in the United States to his house, right? And all the bachelors, they came to in his house, and Andrew Carnegie had thrown a very big party to all of them. They really enjoyed, they had drinks, snacks, everything and all. And once the party got over, Andrew Carnegie had set a platform, a stage actually, and he stood on that stage and then he said, kind attention all of you. Let me have your attention here. And he said that I'm extremely happy that all of you came here, by giving respect to my invitation. Now let me tell you one more important point is, do you see there? There is a pond running from this end to that end. And in that particular pond, I have put 3 deadly crocodiles. Any one of you jump in the pond, swim from this end to that end, escaping from the clutches of the crocodile, I will give you $10 million cash. If you are not interested in money, I will give you, 500 acres of land. If you are not interested even that, then you can marry my daughter and take care of my entire wealth. Now, the moment Andrew Carnegie said this, there was a huge splash in the pond, and everybody was surprised. And what they see one person is already, one young man already inside the pond. He was fully with his, blazer and tie and everything. Even His formal shoes he has not taken off. He simply jumped, and everybody came near the pool and told him that, I can move fast, move fast. And he was trying to swim like this, looking at the back. Crocodile, just imagine, crocodile behind you, right? I'm sure whenever you would have driven two-wheeler, you would have seen the dogs behind you, right? And when dogs are behind you, you know what is your situation actually, right? They are still manageable, but then a deadly crocodile behind you, I don't think it is manageable, right? If I would have been there, in the party of Andrew Carnegie, I would have not jumped. I'm telling you very honestly, I would have not jumped, right? But then this guy has already jumped. He's in the water, and then everybody are telling him to swim fast, and all. And after a lot of, efforts and all, finally this guy is successful in coming to the other side of the pond, and then he gets up, and then he has this sigh of relief. Just imagine. And everybody are so happy. Andrew Carnegie comes, and then he says, give some space. Hey guy, give some space. Let him come here. Let this boy come here. And then he himself brings a chair for him, and he makes him to sit, gets the towel and wipes his head and all those things. And after some time, right, when that boy is a little bit of settled, then he says, I'm extremely happy. I'll give you 10,000, $10 million. And that guy, what state of mind he will be, what state of, physical stuff he will be. He said, no, in a very low tone. He says that, no, I don't want your money. So Andrew Carnegie says, okay, probably you're interested in, 500 acres of land. So he calls his assistant and tells him, give that paper. I'll sign it, and let us give him 500 acres of land. So this man takes that paper, tears in front of everybody and throws it, and says, I'm not interested even in your land. Now to this, Andrew Carnegie says, oh, you don't want money? You don't want land. So I feel that you are more interested in my daughter. You want to marry her and take care of my wealth, right? So to this, the boy tells, no, sir, I'm not interested in your daughter also. Now, the moment he says this, Andrew Carnegie gets surprised. He's stunned. He says, you are such a daring fellow who jumped, escaped from the clutches of the crocodile, and you do not want anything. Tell me what you want. I'm extremely rich. I can get you anything in the United States. Please tell me what you want. And with great difficulty, this guy stands up and tells that, sir, please tell me the name of the bastard who actually pushed me inside. And that's very important. Now that is motivation. What I mean here is, with this example, either you should be self-motivated or you get motivated with somebody else. That's why I have written, obstacles are something you see only when you take your eyes off the goals. Got it? So if somebody would have not pushed him inside, he would have not jumped. And tell me very honestly, right? When you are in water and behind you, you have a crocodile, deadly crocodiles, not 1 and 2, but 3. What choice you have on this earth? You have to hit your hand and leg and try to swim across and come forward and reach your destination. The next one is love your work. And one of the simple example of this is the Battle of Gettysburg. If I'm right, it was fought in the month of July. I don't know the date actually. I'm not so good in history. Probably in 1860s, right? If I'm right, the Battle of Gettysburg was fought, which was considered to be the most important engagement in the American Civil War, actually, right? Now, Abraham Lincoln was the president of the United States at that time. And then, during the war, on one fine evening, Abraham Lincoln went and met all the soldiers, right? And he went and complimented them, thanked them for what they are doing for the country. And as a protocol, with the president, there was this major who had joined president. And this major was a drunkard, actually. He used to drink a lot. And you know that if you drink a lot, you have to keep, visiting your washroom frequently. And then Abraham Lincoln, the president, was actually shaking hands with everybody. And this major wanted to go to washroom, and he could not do it because president was there. He waited for some time with lot of patience, and then he told, sorry, after some time, he told to president that, Mr. President, if you keep on shaking hands with everybody, you will lose your hand. To this, Abraham Lincoln said, no, not at all. Let me prove it. He asked his people to get a log of wood. He kept the log of wood down it was kept on the ground. And then he took an axe and he started hitting on the log of the wood. And he chopped the wood, log of wood in two pieces. And then he throws the axe there. And then he says, see here, absolutely my hands are fine. Now to this, the major reacts and tells, Mr. President, you better become a good woodcutter. Right? Now, the fact is this, that Abraham Lincoln's father was actually a carpenter. And Lincoln said, you're right, Major, I would have definitely become a good woodcutter. But then my father did not teach me the art of woodcutting, nor I was interested in woodcutting. Right? I studied science, I studied politics, and then I am here in front of you as the president of this country. So what I'm trying to tell you is, love your work, correct? Do the job that you love. You don't need to work a single day, right? Enjoy whatever work you are doing. Please enjoy it. You get the satisfaction with what you are doing actually, right? And let me tell you that your work is going to fill a large part of your life, right? And the only way to be truly satisfied, with this is you believe that you are doing a great work. You believe that you are doing a good work. Now, this is another important characteristics of an attitude, what we call it as a commitment, right? Now, making a commitment involves dedicating yourself, right? There's a difference, according to me, between sincerity and dedication. There's a thin line difference between these two words, right? Before you make commitment, think carefully, because a commitment obligates you to do something in life, right? That's what I've written, to get all these things done, right? And the phenomenon of commitment is a cornerstone, according to me, of human social life. And one of the best example, not only one of the best example, I have never seen a better example than this of commitment, and that is of Brooklyn Bridge, right? Now this Brooklyn Bridge looms majestically. It is so beautiful. One of the most beautiful bridge I have is there, over New York City, New York City's East River, which basically connects Manhattan with Brooklyn. Now, this particular bridge was designed in 1883, connecting this Brooklyn with Manhattan. Now, this Brooklyn Bridge is considered to be the first suspension bridge that was built in the United States. And it was a project of a father and son duo, father Mr. John Roebling and son Mr. Washington Roebling, right? This was their idea of building the suspension bridge. Now, what happened is, with a lot of enthusiasm, with passion and dedication, both father and son, with a team of workers, John Roebling and Washington Roebling, started construction of the Brooklyn Bridge. Within a couple of months after the construction was started, from a long height, both father and son fell down. John Roebling, the father, right, he died immediately. He was dead. He fell from the top and he collapsed. He died. Washington Roebling got severe injuries. He was very serious. He was shifted to the hospital, right? Multiple surgeries took place and he was unconscious for quite a long time. Everybody thought that that's the end of this particular project called as Brooklyn Bridge. Days passed, weeks passed, and months passed. Slowly, Washington Roebling showed some sign of improvement. He was in a position to open his eyes and not get up and go, but he was in a position to open his eyes and stuff like that. And then Washington Roebling's wife, Emily, right? If I recollect, Washington Roebling's wife Emily used to come and as a as like anybody does, she used to come and take care of her husband in the hospital. But this is not important. What I want to communicate to you, what happened now? A strange things, a strange stuff, a strange event used to take place in the evening, right? Every evening, Washington Roebling's wife Emily used to come to the hospital, sit next to him, right, on the bed, and with great difficulty, Washington Roebling used to tap on his wife's, palm like this, trying to tell her something for quite long amount of time, probably for quite good number of days. His wife was unable to understand as to what her husband is telling. But over a period of time, right, she could understand what Washington Roebling is trying to tell her. And this happened. You know what? Every evening, his wife used to come with a piece of paper and pen. She used to sit next to Washington Roebling on the bed, and Washington Roebling used to tap like this, and then she used to make a note of what exactly he's telling. And believe me, Washington Roebling, through that tapping mechanism, was trying to give instructions to his wife in terms of what exactly needs to be done for the construction of the Brooklyn Bridge. Just amazing. Next day morning, his wife used to go to the construction site and tell the engineer what has to be done. And believe me, this, what should I say, this cycle of Washington's Roebling's wife coming to the hospital, he tapping on her palm, and then she taking down the notes and going to the next day to the construction site and telling the engineers what to do, went on for 13 long years in the history of Brooklyn Bridge. Believe me, it went on for 13 long years. And after 13 long years, the Brooklyn Bridge was constructed. It came exactly the way how, both Father John Roebling and son Washington Roebling had imagined, had planned. This is how the Brooklyn Bridge should come, sorry. After 13 long years, Washington Roebling could see the dream getting success, the dream getting fulfilled, right? Everybody had lost hopes. The President of the United States came personally, to the hospital, right, to congratulate Washington Roebling, and he also told that, because of your commitment, because of all these type of hard work that you and your team have put, we have decided that we will not name this bridge as Brooklyn Bridge. We will call it as Washington Roebling Bridge. To this, Washington Roebling said, Mr. President, I'm extremely grateful and honored for what you have told just now. But it was my father's dream to call this bridge as a Brooklyn Bridge. And hence I sincerely request you not to change the name of the bridge. And that is the prime reason, gentlemen, we could see Brooklyn Bridge standing beautifully, which connects Brooklyn and, Manhattan, right? So next day, President inaugurated the bridge, and from far distance, Washington Roebling, his wife, and pool of workers, engineers who were responsible for the construction of that bridge could happily see, the vehicle flying on that particular bridge from this end to that end and vice versa, right? The very next day, Washington Roebling died in the hospital. That is commitment, correct? What I'm trying to tell you is, if Brooklyn Bridge was not constructed, nobody would have blamed Washington Roebling because he was totally gone. But then that is called as commitment. And that's why I told you there's a simple difference between sincere and dedication. Commitment is very important, correct? And look at his wife. She took over the duties after her husband was not able to go to the construction site himself. She was not an engineer, as a matter of fact, but then she understood what her husband was trying to tell throughout the night. so that it was easy for her, to basically converse on the construction site with the engineers. Another point I would like to tell you is attention to the small details. Now here, one of the best example is the Japanese educator, the founder of judo, Jigoro Kano. He was the founder of judo, who himself was the world's largest black belt holder. And on one day he was on his deathbed. He called all his students, and then to one of his students he said, "Please go and get me a white belt." The student did not respond. He told the same thing to another student, "Please get me white belt." Again, there was no response. And then Jigoro Kano, kept on telling for a couple of students, but nobody responded. And he got wild. And he said, "Why are you not listening to me? You are all my good students and you are not listening to a teacher." To this, one of the students said, "Sir, you are the world's largest black belt holder. How can we how can we give you the white belt?" In judo, the white belt is actually worn by a person who is new to judo, right? That is the reason the students did not want their teacher to be insulted by wearing a white belt where the teacher himself is the world's largest black belt holder, right? So students were right in their own way. But then, what was the reply given by Jigoro Kano when students replied like this? He told, "My dear students, I know I am the world's largest black belt holder, but I am embracing death for the first time, and hence I need white belt." So you need to basically give attention, to small details in life. Let me tell you a story. There was a man who made his living selling balloons at a fair. He had balloons of many different colors, including red, yellow, blue, and green. Whenever business was slow, he would release a helium-filled balloon into the air. And when the children saw the balloon go up, they all wanted one. They would come up to him, buy a balloon, and his sales would go up. All day he continued to release a balloon whenever the sales used to go down. One day, the balloon man felt someone was tugging at his jacket. He turned around and he found a little boy asking him that if you release a black balloon, would that also fly? Moved by the boy's concern, the man replied gently, "Son, it is not the color of the balloon, it is what inside that makes it go up." Now, that is what is called as attitude, right? One of the great American philosopher, William James from Harvard University, says that the greatest discovery of my generation is that human beings can alter their lives by altering their attitudes of mind. Attitude is everything, let me tell you. And more than attitude, what is important is the positive attitude, the winning attitude, which is everything in life. So what is attitude actually? There are a lot of definitions about attitude, right? It is the way we react or respond to the people, the objects, or the institutions, right? It is an outward expression of our state of mind. It is actually a mirror of the mind. And that's the fundamental difference between a positive attitude and a negative attitude, right? Now, I always relate this attitude with a good example that is called as iceberg, right? All of you know iceberg. Now the question is, how much do you see of an iceberg? This is what it is. Only 10% of any iceberg is visible. The remaining 90% is below sea level, right? And that is what I told you sometimes back, that life is 10% what happens to us and 90% how we react. Same exactly situation of iceberg. 10% is visible for all of you and 90% is below the sea level, right? So what is visible 10% and what is invisible below the sea level, which constitutes majority portion of your life, that is 90%. And this is what it is. The iceberg phenomena is also applicable on human beings. Look at this. Skills and knowledge is what constitutes 10% of your life, which is known to others, right? People know your skills, people know how much knowledgeable you are, how much experienced you are. But then attitude constitutes 90%, which is unknown to the others, right? So if you ask me, what is attitude? It is some combination of values, standards, judgments, ethics, beliefs, motives which are unknown to others. And this has an impact on your behavior, actually, right? As rightly said by one of the greatest industrialists of our country, J.R.D. Tata, who said that one word that makes difference in this world is an attitude, right? And he says, lift your attitude and you lift your life. A small truth to make life 100%. If I write, there are 26 alphabets in English, you know very well. And if I give numbering to these alphabets, A as 1, B as 2, and Z as 26, right? Let us see what actually constitutes 100% in this life. Hard work, I'll just run through these slides. I don't need to explain these things to tell you. Hard work is 98%, knowledge is 96%, love is 54%, and majority of you think that it's extremely important in life, and clubbed with luck, which is only 47%, right? And majority of us think that luck is extremely important. No, according to me, luck is only 1%, and your efforts is 99%, right? Luck plays a role in your life, but not much as compared to your efforts. You just cannot stay back and say, I have not done anything and I'm not getting success in life. My bad luck it is. No, you put your efforts and then try to blame luck for that. That is why luck has got only 47%. Money, 72%. Leadership, 89%. So every problem has a solution. That's what I told you in the beginning, that every problem on this earth has got a solution, provided we change our attitude. And to go to that top 100%, we have to move one step forward. And it is this attitude towards our life, towards our work, that makes our life 100%, right? The entire characters of the word attitude, if you add it up, it gives you 100%. And extremely important stuff that plays a vital role in your life is what is called as attitude. Attitude is everything. Change your attitude and you change your life. So this is how a positive attitude looks like. These are the benefits of positive attitude. You can see the solution in a problem. You can lead when you think positive. You can face your fear. You don't need to worry about anything. It is cornerstone of success. You can handle criticism wisely. You can say goodbye to your mental stress. Cultivates happiness. You earn more trustworthy friends. Very important, right? Not friends, trustworthy friends. And positive people can always take risk. Hang around with positive people, right? Always be with positive people. You're not going to lose anything in life, right? By being positive, you're not going to lose anything. So be positive. These are benefits of the negative attitude, right? You see problems where others see opportunities, right? Positive attitude people will find a solution in every problem. Negative attitude person will find a problem in every solution. And let me tell you, I'm extremely sorry to say, the world is built with majority of the negative attitude people, actually, right? Clubbed with ego, clubbed with less motivation, trying to have greediness with them, trying not to allow to come forward. They are less creative, less inspired, meaningless life, actually. And above that, your health gets stressed. Your health becomes worst, right? And that's what I said. World is more of negative people with greater pool of friendship, right? And if you are with negative person, it is bound that you will also become a negative, right? Purposeless life, you are less influential, right? So these are some of the benefits of being a negative attitude person. Let me quickly tell you the zones of life. This is your comfort zone, right? And this is the zone where the magic happens. There is a lot of difference between these two zones, right? So this is what it is. The whole life is actually divided into four zones according to me, right? Comfort zone, fear zone, learning zone, and the growth zone, right? So in comfort zone, you don't do anything. Majority of the people are very comfort in their comfort zone, right? They stay safe, they are in control, correct? The comfort zone is actually defined as a behavioral state within which a person operates with limited set of behaviors, right? As a professor, I always keep telling my students that please come out of your comfort zone, and that is where the magic happens. There's no point in studying only academics, you know, study some 48, 49 subjects in engineering career, and then you get a degree. For what? Right? It's fine. You need a degree, you need a good marks card, you need a good marks and all those things. But then life is much more beyond your academics, right? And when we are in comfortable zone, we don't take challenges in life, right? So you need to move from comfort zone to the so-called fear zone, right? Now here you lack self-confidence, you find excuses in life, you are affected by others' opinion. That's very great tragedy I have come across. You easily get carried away with others' opinion, right? Not a single human on earth is immune to fear. Every one of us is having fear, right? But then you have to live life, right? Uh, so if we logically come out of the comfort zone, right, we are still engulfed in the fear zone after leaving the comfort zone. And people say that if I have to live in fear zone, why should I come out of comfort zone? But then you will come to learning zone via passing through fear zone, where you acquire new skills, you deal with challenges and problems, right? And you extend your comfort zone, right? The learning zone is actually considered to be the extension of the comfort zone. You are out of fear zone, right? But you are not sure even in learning zone as to what exactly you are going to do, right? So but it's fine, right? It's a part and parcel of life. We need to basically embrace the obstacles which come at every corner of the stage before we move to the growth zone. So from learning, you basically soar into the growth zone where you find purpose of your life, purpose of your existence. That's what I told that 2 days are very important. One, the day when you were born, and the day you realize why you were born, right? Find the purpose of your existence, live your dreams, set new goals, and try to conquer objectives, right? Because growth zone is something that you have reached your final destination, right? You expect and accept the challenges with the same amount of grace and gratitude, right? And welcome yourself with the higher self evaluation system, how you can use your expanded version to not only grow about yourself, but also serve the society, serve the world, and try to live a more meaningful life. So, the journey from comfort zone to growth zone is not so easy, not so simple, but let me tell you, with positive attitude, with enthusiasm, with commitment, with dedication, it is going to be a smooth journey from comfort to the growth zone. You must never be fearful about what you are doing when it is right. Very rightly said by this gentleman, Rosa Parks. Are you ready to come out of your comfort zone? That's a simple question, right? And majority of you might say why. Because you know a simple answer, life begins at the end of your comfort zone, right? Believe me, life is not just a safe and beautiful journey from birth to death, right? From the hospital to the graveyard. Life is not that. Life is something that happens in the middle of these two dead ends, right? So life begins at the end of your comfort zone. Remember, a positive attitude will produce and maintain success, but a negative attitude will always induce and guarantee failure. Right? Now, the choice is yours. Do you want to maintain success and move forward in your life, or you want to taste what is called as failure? Okay, research has revealed that almost all successful people in this world knew the purpose of their existence. If you don't have hope for the future, you have no power in the present. And successful people don't do great things, they only do small things in a great way. Correct? And let me also tell you, every successful story that is written in this world is also a story of great big failures. Right? No successful story is written on the top of failures. Right? Every successful story is written on the top of the failure story. So don't look at their successful or at their success and tell that person is very lucky, he is very successful in life. Please try to read their stories in depth, in full. You will see how much failures those people have tasted over a period of time, but they did not lose heart. They focused on what they want and ensured at the end of the day they get what they want actually. Let me share this story with you. One day, a partially deaf 4-year-old child came with a note in his pocket from his teacher. Your Tommy is too stupid to learn. Get him out of the school. That was the note written on a piece of paper found in the pocket of a small boy who came from the school. His mother read the note and answered, my Tommy is not too stupid to learn. I will teach him myself. And that Tommy grew up to be the great Thomas Edison. Modern psychology would have labeled him a victim of attention deficit syndrome because of his habit of questioning almost everything. Thomas Edison, as you all know, throughout his life relentlessly worked to invent things that would improve the quality of life on this beautiful planet Earth. He got 1093 patents. I was stunned when I read this for the first time. This guy who did not have proper formal schooling landed up 1093 patents. My God, in his entire 84 years of life, and never stopped coming up with new ideas. In a tribute to this man who lit the world, lights in United States were dimmed for 1 minute on October 21, 1931, a few days after his death. Right? Now, you know what? Most of the miracles in history were performed by ordinary people like you and me. Right? You ask any question. Who made the computer? Who performed the first heart surgery? Right? All these miracles were made by people like you and me, not God. God did not create computers. God, God is not the guy or the person who performed the first heart surgery. Right? The answers to both the questions that I have framed in front of you are human beings only. There is somebody who made the computer. There is a guy or the doctor who performed the first heart surgery. Right? But why we do not do such type of spectacular deeds in our life? This is because most of us have nothing to wake up for. And that's what I told in the beginning, right? Do you have any clue as to what you are going to do with the next set of 24 hours that you have with you, right? And I also made a statement that 95% of the world's population do not have a clue as to what they are going to do. And that's the funniest part, right? That is why we should have all these characteristics, move forward in our life with attitude and try to do certain things, right? Create an impact in the society that people like you, people love you, people who love to be with you, talk to you, right? So just keep moving forward in your life. You have got only one life, and it's totally up to you whether you would like to act or be acted upon. And that's what I told, that some of us live life as if we have one more in the bank account, and then we encash it and try to do it. Happiness and joyfulness is very simple. Do not complicate it by thinking too much about it. I always tell my students that 95% of your life you live it 100% perfect. Remaining 5% you live it. Some things are not in our control, some things are not in our hand, so it's extremely important, right? Your life is a precious gift given to you without your asking. Nobody asked you and then you came on this beautiful planet called as Earth. No, please understand this. It's the bitter truth of life. Nobody took your permission and then you came on this Earth. So I feel that life is a precious gift, right? Try to live it fantastically so that, you know, people people respect you, people love you, people would love to be with you. It gives you great opportunity to realize your dreams and become whatever you want to be. Give it a push with enthusiasm and confidence and see how far you can take it on the path to peace, joy, success, and happiness. You do not have to feel helpless and lost in the monotony of life unless you want to wallow in self pity and misery and find every excuse to avoid taking control of your life. Resolve the problem here, right? Every problem has a solution, but it has to be solved before you reach your graveyard, correct? And that can be done with a strong self commitment. Take charge of your life and break free from the habitual patterns of your mind, of your mind. 7 steps to create a winning attitude according to me. The first one is choose the right mindset, right? Optimism is needed to be successful. Next, craft a positive self image because people tend to become what they think about themselves. Third, don't dwell on failures, right? So don't take failures very seriously. Try to learn something. Do not sit and just keep on worrying about the failures. Why did I fail? Why did I fail? But act upon it. Failure always catches those who sit and wait for success, right? Failing is not a bad thing. What you should do is you allow it, it's a shortcoming according to me, which allows you to grow and develop and try to taste success in your life. Next, increase your commitment. I've already given you a best example of commitment, right? I feel that to create a winning attitude, to create a positive attitude, commitment is extremely important because whenever you commit to make something happen, regardless of the outcome, that is when you actually build trust, within yourself. Practice gratitude daily. If you want to improve attitude instantly, think of something you are grateful for. Correct? Gratitude is one of the fastest ways to change your attitude, according to me. Surround yourself with winners. I've already highlighted that. Be always with positive people, right? The people you interact with regularly, they play a huge role in your career. They play a huge role in your professional life, and in not only in professional life, in every area of your life. You know, they have a direct impact on you yourself, your health, and if you spend time with such type of toxic people who continuously focus on the negative parts of life, right, you will be one among them. So just get rid of negative people in your mind. It does not matter. You may lose your friends, but it's fine, right? It is your life. You have to live it. So don't waste a moment of your life spending time with good people, with positive people. And the last one I would like to tell you is never give up, right? The world is filled up with lot of people who give their dreams. Don't give your dreams. Keep it up. There's no dream which is small or big. Every dream is unique. Every dream is a dream. You need to have right mindset, positive attitude, increase your commitment, gratitude, and try to fulfill your dream. Correct? It's very important. The world will always say what you are doing is impossible. Correct? Prove them wrong. Instead of quitting, remember why you started and use those reasons for the motivation. If I try to recollect, Winston Churchill once said, never give up on something that you cannot go a day without thinking about. I'll repeat once again. Never give up on something that you cannot go a day without thinking about. So, according to me, these are 7 steps to create a winning attitude. With a bad attitude, you can never have a positive day, and with a positive attitude, you can never have a bad day. Choice is yours. When you go with all your heart. Wish you all success in life. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. And thank you for that amazing presentation. It was very, very inspirational and motivational. Thank you so much for your lovely words. And I'm pretty sure the attendees listening to us have the same thoughts. And we have no words to express how happy we are to have you today evening. And thank you so much for joining us, sir. And with this, we come to an end of our webinar. I hope you all enjoyed our webinar today. It was very motivational and inspiring. And sir has given us a lot of tips to improve our personality and some tricks to develop our attitude towards life and success. So thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much.
So attendees who are having questions related to the certification part of it, kindly log into your IFERP account and you may download the certificates by yourself. From the left side menu bar, you have something called certificates and rewards. Kindly download the certificates by yourself. And further, if you have any questions related to our upcoming webinars, you may write to us at webinar@iferp.in, and do follow us on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Instagram pages, and do subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you have missed any of our sessions, you may subscribe to our YouTube channel and watch them again. And thank you all for joining us, and thank you all to all the viewers who are watching us live on YouTube as well. Thank you, and thank you to our academic partner, United Innovators, for organizing such a wonderful webinar today. Thank you, sir. Good day and good evening to all.